Johnny. WKRP in Cincinnati.
Or in the Ottawa Valley.
What do you know?
Been playing around with my light here. It's bugging me because I love this light. It's amazing video light. You saw it when you're here, but
I did.
The app that comes with it is kind of wonky. It doesn't always work. So I had to actually go and do it manually today. Because it comes with an app that you can actually adjust the power setting and everything right from your phone here. But
thanks
it
for
just
sharing
keeps
that.
circling and saying that it's having trouble to connect. So I don't know why. It's all Bluetooth. Oh, well. It works, and that's all I care. It's working.
No, you got a nice little setup there, and you need to take. I should have taken a wide shot when I was there.
I'll do that
a couple of weeks. But I was there back in July doing a Fairy Day event. We had a very successful event. Sales were strong. And
people have been coming the last week and picking up their stuff here.
2 weeks later, we did another Fairy Day event in Barrie, Ontario, and it too was successful. We're looking at doing 3 more, one in London, Ontario, one in Sudbury, Ontario, my city, and one in Sault Ste. Marie has actually always been our strongest numbers for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Well,
we've done up to 42 in one Fairy Day event. So
sweet.
But yeah, we're having a hard time. We didn't book London yet because it's a 6-hour drive and my car is a piece of junk. So we just bought a new car. So now we're ready to go. So I asked Tina, I said, you want to still do a Fairy Day? Now that we got wheels, we can go to London. But we can't go to the dance school because every time we've gone there in the past, I think we did 3 or 4 there, we had access to the dance school before the dance season started, just prior to. We had free range. But now September 1 dancing starts and the place is filled with classes, and so we're kind of got to look for.
That's true. Yeah,
we got to look for an alternate location. So before we get into pop-up weddings, I'll just finish that story. So we looked at a hotel down there, same hotel that we've had the PPO convention in the past. My wife got the quote. She's like, $750 for 3 days to rent this little hall, and when you look at the cost of we're going to stay at the hotel so we can be right there. Don't have to drive anywhere. We do extra work. And I said, let's do it in November. I'm sure the numbers will be higher in November. And she went to book it yesterday, and it was like $750 a day. She thought it was for 3 days. So that drives our expenses up. So we're looking at alternate locations. So if anybody's from London, Ontario has a studio, let me know.
But I think it's also just the whole not just even photography, everything in general has gone down in this year. I think everybody's getting it's been 2 years since the pandemic, and I think things are starting to now unravel a little bit from stuff that happened during 2020, 2021.
All right.
That's my guess, because I'm hearing from other businesses too that they're going through the same struggles where numbers aren't up as they used to be.
Okay.
So
you think shit's going to hit the fan?
It could. I think it's the real estate market too that's causing a lot of this too, because you got to remember interest rates. We're not going to go into all that stuff, but I think with interest rates now starting to go back up and people who were buying during that whole thing, trying to get in on the market with the high prices, and then now interest rates are coming up and people are struggling now and they don't have money to spend.
So I follow a lot of financial guys and trendsetters, especially I like real estate because real estate is the foundation of all our economic free trade systems. And the big prediction is 2026 is when the crash is going to be at its peak. And some are saying it's going to start next year, 2024. And it's undeniable to many of these people. So I would recommend that, if you're a little bit worried about stuff like that, save your money, don't get into debt, and market. market.
Yeah.
Really, the headshot industry might go away because apparently I was talking to another photographer and there's a website or an app or something where you can go in and load 20 snapshots like from your social media account, and it'll create like a series of headshots.
Yeah, you see that on Facebook advertising.
Do you see that? Yeah.
Yeah. But I also had, there's that guy, Gary Hughes, out of Florida there. That's that one that our last guest was talking about the one time. And he tried that. He wanted to see how good it was.
Okay.
And for the one point, I'm pretty sure it was him that did it. Somebody did it anyways, a headshot person. And he said that all the ones they sent, or no, you know who it was? It was Sal Sincata.
Right.
He sent pictures of his wife in there.
Right.
And that they took with their cell phones, things like that. And he said,
right,
it will get better, but for the most part right now,
Was it?
Some of them look good. Other ones, they look so fake still, and they don't look realistic. But it is getting there to that point.
Okay. Well, we'll see where it goes. And, I hearken back to 23 years ago when I went digital. That was, to me, a game changer. And we have those industry-changing events. I feel it's important to keep an eye on them for trends, for, the ability to say, well, I'm going to adjust. I'm an early adopter. I jumped onto the digital bandwagon in January of 2000. And it got rid of all my Hasselblads and my Nikons and stuff. And, it's weird. You look at your life and you go, what are the epic moments, right? Married, babies, children, all that stuff. Starting your first business. To me, it was when I went digital.
Yeah. And I was a late bloomer. I didn't go to like mid 2005, I think.
Well, you're doing good. So you got a thriving little business there and a little mom and pop studio. That's what we got going. And that's predominantly, I believe, who we're talking to in these live streams.
Exactly. So I think what you just have to do is whatever changes come, you have to not try and fight it all the time because it's inevitable. It's going to do it. So embrace it in a way that find out how you can use that new technology to help your business instead of fighting with it, and show that you're an expert in it. And that will happen. I think that the AI, it's the same thing. Show how you can use it in your business. And then offer that to your clients. Say, here's what
you got to innovate. You got to roll.
A lot of them don't want to deal with that stuff. They just want to hire somebody else. They don't have the time to do it.
True.
To do it.
And you want to be that person.
Yeah.
And a lot of people complained. I remember in the first 10 years of digital, from 2000 to 2010, it wiped out a lot of photographers. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them had a bad attitude. They were just like, they were cynical. You don't want to get stricken by that disease called, I'm going to swear, okay, excuse my language, fuckiditis. People throw up their arms, F it, I'm done. And when you have that attitude, you're closing off everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So you want to
Very true.
So on that note, our business, predominantly our main income is ferries and weddings. Now the pop-up wedding business is what we're doing, and I really like the pop-up wedding business. Demographically, weddings are down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, big weddings are down. The big hall in our city, Tina found out a couple months ago. She found out that in June they had one wedding. Right. This is like a big upstairs hall down here, the big club in town, where the big Italian weddings and whatnot are always there, and the weddings are down. So we latched on to the pop-up wedding experience, and I think over 70 weddings my wife has officiated. So she became a wedding officiant in the fall of 2018, and we started promoting and did our first pop-up wedding, I think in June or July of 2019, and then we did our first pop-up wedding day in August of 2019, and we had 5 weddings in one day, and they were. I'm going to show you that in a minute. I'll show you my screen in a minute. And we did. It was like we never done that before. We didn't know what to expect. We charged, I think, about $2,200 or $2,000 or maybe $1,800 per wedding. I can't remember. Times 5. That's a pretty decent payday. So there's my wife and I, and we had one lady help us, Diane DuPont. Do you know Mike and Diane DuPont? They were big photographers in our area. Okay. They were very active in the industry, and her and my wife are good friends, and she volunteered to help us out. And I mean, man, she was amazing. So, but at the end of that day, we were like, oh God, that was so exhausting. So we had to get up at 6 a.m, be there for 7, set up. For our first wedding was at 10. And then our last wedding, we didn't get out of there till like 9 at night. So we got through it. My wife was extremely nervous at first because she's not really a public speaker, and she got really good, and she shines now. So she, like I said, she's done over 70 weddings since then. A lot of the weddings are one-offs. Somebody will call us and say, yeah, we want a pop-up wedding. We're getting married in the yard at our cottage. We get a lot of that, or our backyard, or we have a hall, and all they want is a legal wedding and some nice photography. Bada boom, bada bing. And we're in, we're out. So we started doing that. And Nancy Tilburg?
Yep.
she called me. I mean, back in when I first started running the ads, whenever that was, 2018 or 19, she called me right away. She got all excited. And she has a country place with a barn, and she converted the barn into a pop-up wedding experience. And she just called me last week out of the blue. And she was so excited. She goes, I just love these pop-up weddings. And I'm like, so do I. John, you don't like doing weddings, but I'm telling you, if you were doing pop-up weddings, you might change your mind because you're in, you're out. It's quick and easy, and it's just as much fun. Well, without the gruel. I mean, a full wedding day is a grueling experience.
Yeah.
I could probably still handle them, no problem. I'm 65 years old now. I do have the energy of a 22-year-old, but yeah. So, I'm just really happy doing the pop-up wedding. So anyways, Nancy's been going gangbusters. We have to get her back on one of these live streams very soon and talk about her experiences because we had a great conversation. So last winter in January, my wife said, why don't we do a micro wedding? So it's the same idea as a pop-up wedding, except it's a legal wedding, 20 minutes of photography of the bride and groom, and that's it. $1,300, $1,200, something like that. And I said, okay, let's do it. See how it goes. You just see how it goes. You come up with ideas, right? We like the regular pop-up wedding day, they get snacks and drinks, coffee, tea, pop and soda water and lemon water and desserts. And if they want to have a cake, they can pay a little extra, get a nice cake done. So we took all that out and we booked it out. So we had 7 time slots. We booked 6 weddings because one of the brides wanted a double slot. And we said, okay, you can have 2 slots because she wanted extra photography. We charged her double. We didn't give her a discount. You book a second slot, you get 50% off. We didn't do that.
No, because she's taken away from you.
Yeah. So we booked 6 out of the 7 time slots, and we're like, okay, when the couple of weeks ago, when the day was coming on, I'm going to show you my screen now. Okay.
Okay.
It says to select the window, entire screen. Is that right?
It depends on what you're trying to show. You can do entire screen, or you can just do that window, or you can do.
Can you see my web browser?
Let me exit my full screen here. I see it. Yeah, I'll just bring it to stream. I thought you could add it to stream. Maybe not.
I thought I did. I don't know.
No, it was just sitting at the bottom there. I got it.
So there's our website, Pink Door Weddings. And I don't have the page for our pop-up wedding experience 2 Saturdays ago. But it's similar to, so we got another pop-up wedding day coming up in October. Same idea, okay? So it's at this location here, which is Fielding Park. We rent it out for a day. It's like $180 to rent it out for a day. They got everything. It's air conditioned, full complement of, there's a kitchen, bathroom, coolers, everything. It's a beautiful, beautiful building. It's very architecturally designed.
And the one wedding pays for the whole thing.
And then some.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we booked it out, and then a couple of weeks before, we're starting to get a little bit nervous. We're like, what the hell are we doing? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? 6 weddings. We were going to do 7 in one day. We started freaking out. So as a routine thing, we would do this no matter what, whether or not we were freaking out. We had a meeting with everybody 2 weeks prior just to go over all the details like you normally would on a wedding. Mm-hmm. And Tina looked everybody in the eye and said, you have to start on time because we got a wedding coming in right after you guys. Can't be there too early. Can't be there late. And they were all very, very compliant. So when we did our first wedding, 10 in the morning, and it was raining out. So the idea was that we were going to go indoors, which we did because we didn't want to take a chance. It didn't rain much, but it rained enough to say, well, we can't take a chance. So let me get back to that in a second. We have another micro wedding day. So the micro wedding days seem to be a thing. If you can do 6 in one day, and we got one on Thanksgiving weekend, which is a Monday. We weren't, because Sunday or Saturday it was already taken. So we said, let's go Monday. It's a long weekend. So we already got, we have 2 booked.
It says 3 of them there.
I know, but that's a lie.
Okay.
We were talking. We thought, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We said, do we want to do 6? I said, no, I don't think so. Let's take it easy. We'll only do 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do 5. So Tina said, well, why don't you just go into the 11:31 and book? Okay, I did that.
That makes it look good.
This is a legit one, and this is a legit one. I hope to get one more at least. Well, it's slow going. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
So whatever. If we do only 2 that day, that's fine.
Yep.
Maybe in here I can squeeze in a couple families on location. So that's the location there. And it's on the lake in our city. It's right downtown, right close to downtown. It's a beautiful building. Look at all the fall colors. So
beautiful.
But that's the idea. We had 7 time slots 2 Saturdays ago, and we booked out 6 of them. And halfway through the day, it was like, okay, this is working out. This is working out. Yeah, you get kind of stressed about this kind of stuff, right? You want to make sure that everything goes smooth, because it's a lot of balls in the air. And if anything screws up, I worry about stuff like, what happens if I wake up and I got food poisoning? Never thought of that? If you had a big, like, when you got that grad gig in Ottawa, that's a big commitment.
And what happens if I get sick?
What if you got something happened? I mean, if my wife got sick, she's the officiant. You can replace me because I'm just the photographer. But so I worry about that stuff. Then I try not to worry about it. I said, just stop worrying about it. It's never happened before. Mm-hmm. So we also do the Popup Express, which is just something we created a couple of years ago. It's in the studio. That's right in my studio. And you see we have the arch set there and some lights in behind, blah,
That's
blah,
cool.
blah. Yeah. And these are, I think they're about $799.
Do you find that people that come and do your pop-up weddings are more ones that may have been married before and it's like their second or third wedding? They don't want a big wedding and stuff like that? Or
there's a healthy amount it's their second wedding, but there's also a healthy amount. They've been together 10, 12 years and they've got kids. Okay. That we see a lot of that.
So they don't want a big thing.
No, but a lot of them
might not be able to afford a big one either.
They probably could. They just don't want it.
Yeah.
Especially the millennials and Gen X, Gen Zs. They don't want to spend $40,000, $50,000 on a wedding. Mm-hmm. Have 80% of the people they don't know. It's just like, ew. And why do I want to do that? That seems to be the general attitude, and that suits us fine. So we're answering the call. They love it. They love us, and it's working out really well. So after we were done 2 Saturdays, the Sunday from after 2 Saturdays ago, we were done the 6 weddings. We got 2 emails on Sunday from 2 of our weddings. The one that booked the double one, and one that was first thing in the morning one. They just emailed and just filled with gratitude and gave us a testimonial. They haven't even seen the pictures yet. They were just so impressed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you want that, right?
Yep.
You want that. So those emails they sent they're going to go on my testimonials page here.
Yep.
And they're also going to go and give us a Google review, which we've been accumulating quite a few of.
Let me talk about that. Is word of mouth.
Yeah. So here, look at my blog. I want to just talk about marketing for a second. Now I'm going to go and show you specific details. So pinkdoorweddings.com is a website which I created back in 2018. And look at that. I got 16 pages. I believe 16 pages of blogs. Each page has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish posts. These are all blog posts.
I gotta get back
16.
Into blogging.
What's 16 times 5? So
32,
I post
64 plus 16, 68, 78. Is that right?
So I got 78 blog posts that I've been putting in there over the years. And that's why when you search wedding officiant Sudbury or Sudbury pop-up weddings, we rank. That, and we also got Google reviews. Google loves lots of content and loves lots of Google reviews. So
16 times 5 is 80.
Yeah. Let me just go real time here. You can see, can you see?
Yep. I see everything going on.
Sudbury pop-up weddings. There we are. Look at that. Right there. Pink Door Weddings. Oh, we got an article from CBC. I didn't even know that.
There you go.
I didn't even know that.
You'll have to read that later.
There's our Facebook. I think that's us. Maybe that's not us. Let me check. No, that's not us. That's not us. I don't know who that is. That's new. I'm going to go check that out later. So here we are. Google reviews. We have 9 5-star Google reviews. These guys they're a wedding planner rental. They have 27. Here's another wedding planner. They got 31. I don't know why we're at the top, but hey, we're at the top. And this number is going to increase quite a bit more. So, and there we are again off our regular studio website. And here's from Sudbury Star. They did an article on us. There we are again, CBC. Oh my God, this is so cool. Pop-up wedding dress. So we dominate. Okay, we dominate. And I don't know what this is. Just let me see what this is. It's not showing up. Maybe it's a defunct business that started and stopped. No, it doesn't seem that their website's not working. So anyways, that's important, that if you're going to go after a new market or you're going to pursue a different promotion, that you like take it very, very serious and do everything you can to increase your ways with which you can make yourself accessible to your target audience. And that's just one, that's beside the publicity, besides the search engine optimization. We did a lot of blogging. And so when we created a new product, I go immediately to my email list. I go to my Facebook page, and Tina does to hers. And I go to the studio Facebook page and I promote it in there. Plus I do Facebook ads, and the Facebook ads gets us a ton of bookings. So that's important. Muy importante. So that's the pop-up wedding experience. Keeps us busy, keeps us in the weddings, and keeps our clients happy. So I'll show you some of the weddings we did last Saturday. Is that cool?
Yep, go for it. Show us whatever you want.
Give me a second here. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm just quickly going to show you really quick the demographics. This is Cheryl, and he's a big guy. He had a real hard time standing. He's got a bad back, and she had a walker, so she could barely walk. But whatever. They were so happy, and they're one of the 2 couples that sent us an email. So they were at 10 o'clock morning. So they got kids.
I think you posted this the other day online.
I did. I asked her if I could use her images. So they got kids. I don't know. They've been living together a long time. So nothing fancy. I mean, look at him. He's just a regular guy.
Yeah. Hey.
He's wearing his running shoes. He's wearing a shirt. He's a big guy. He's not going to wear a tuxedo. She probably said, you know what? I don't care. Let's just get married. And they were so happy. So that's a typical client. Crystal and Jason. I've known Crystal for many, many years. She's a graphic designer. And they've been together and they have 2 kids. So he showed up. So I did a shot of him.
Cool.
Because they were last wedding of the day. So there was a lot of time between each of the weddings. We didn't know how it was going to work out. We were so worried about running out of time, right? Mm-hmm. And we had lots of time, turns out. So there they are. That's the family. That's his brothers and dad and mom. This is just a random shot. They were just happened to be there. So I did individuals just like at a regular wedding.
Yeah.
And here's the inside. So there's the people. There's the brides. That's the bride and groom's 2 daughters, and I guess that's a niece, the older girl. And there's Dylan back there. He's the one that was helping me with the music all day long. Like everybody gets a playlist, of songs. So I go through all that. I sat down with Dylan 2-3 days beforehand, and we went through everybody. And I printed out everybody's names, and I printed out their songs, and I had everything backed up on my phone. I turned my phone into airplane mode because if somebody calls while the song's playing, it'll play through the speakers. So I go into airplane mode. All these little details count.
Yeah.
And then I had everything backed up on my wife's phone. So I emailed her. I texted her all the playlists. And I had my laptop with Spotify and everything's backed up there if something goes wrong music-wise. So Dylan, I didn't want to have to worry about music. Technically, I could have run the music, but I don't want to worry about it. I paid him $200 cash to be there for the day. And there's Crystal with the pink hair. She loves pink. Everyone knows that about her. She's got a pink Jeep and she's just crazy about the color pink. So there it is.
That location you showed us earlier?
This is the inside.
Okay, that's the inside of it. Okay,
it's kind of nice, isn't it?
I love the windows. That's so much light in there.
It's got a peaked roof.
Yeah,
and I didn't use flash at all. Didn't have to.
Well, you probably don't have to with those windows.
So
probably good you didn't, because you'd probably get that yellowish cast from those wooden walls.
Probably. But this is a typical demographic. Mid-30s, late 30s, been together a long time, 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So as soon as they were done, I did a group shot.
Cool.
And then we went outside and I did bridal party.
It's
supposed to be. What's that?
Are you using your Godox on those outdoor ones?
All natural light.
All natural. I was wondering, because you probably don't have time to set up flash, do you?
Well, I did the first time we did a pop-up wedding day.
Yeah. Okay.
But this time I said, you know what? The light's pretty good.
Yeah, they look
gorgeous.
gorgeous.
It was gray. And normally it's supposed to be, like I mentioned earlier, it's supposed to be just 20 minutes of bride and groom.
Yeah.
But I kind of just said, screw it. This is working out really well. I'll do some bridal party family shots. So cool. I did a bunch of that.
So you don't usually do bridal party and family shots during this?
No. Micro wedding is legal wedding. 20 minutes of bride and groom photography. You're out of here.
Okay.
So did some family shots. Family.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, we had time. And I love shooting this stuff.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. The location's beautiful. The lighting's beautiful. It's awesome.
Yeah, all natural light. I got Dylan off to the left holding the reflector, but I don't know it's doing a whole lot.
No, it might just bounce in the shadows a bit, but hey, it looks great whatever you did. Don't change it.
I did this for everybody. And to me, doing this kind of stuff is really important. And I asked them to hold it, and I say, I'm going to put thank you on here later. And they love that.
Thank you cards, yeah.
So I'm trying to do little extras that they don't expect, over deliver. So then I did a bunch of walking shots.
Love it.
So you're looking at the web size ones. You know what? I should go to the full size ones.
It's okay. So they still look really good on the screen.
So when Crystal showed up, she was 20 minutes late. She was really mad and grouchy. And I asked her later what was going on. Because I know her pretty good. She was like the graphic designer for the local magazines and the local a bi-weekly newsletter, and that I used to do a lot of photography for. So I got to know her over the years because of that. And she said the makeup artist was driving her crazy. And I guess she had her hair done too. I told her, I said, look, it's always been my experience that if a wedding's going to be delayed or it's going to run late, it's always the makeup. And I always warn people of that. Say the makeup artist it's always been my experience. I'm not trying to crap talk makeup artists, but it was driving her crazy too. And it made her really grouchy. So I just kind of pushed hard and I got her smiling. Like she was miserable during the actual ceremony.
Really?
She was. She wouldn't look at her fiance / husband. She was like, okay, let's get this done. So I did all these fun shots of her and her babies. There I did family shots, just fun family shots. So I'm going fast here. So this is end of the day. That's 8 o'clock at night. Get that nice late day. No flash, zero flash.
Looks good.
So a bunch of pictures of her daughters. Yeah, there's the, she wanted this. So I said, okay, let's do that. Yay.
That's awesome. I love the framing with the building behind them, framing them.
Yeah. So that was Cheryl and Gilbert, Crystal and Jason. Let me show you Jenny and Andrew. They're the other ones that sent me the email the next day. 3 kids. The boy on the right, I think, is his son from a previous union. Don't think he was married before. I don't know. So he's kind of like the half brother type thing.
Okay.
But he was included. He's family. Yeah. So
exactly.
So they have a boy and a girl. The boy on the right is actually oldest. He's quite a bit shorter than the kid
with the glasses.
Yeah, he's the older.
Because I would have thought the one on the left was the older one.
So, but this is the girl that wanted the extra hour, the extra booking.
Oh, yeah.
She's the one that sent us the email the next day. So yeah, it really worked out well that day, and there was enough time between every single wedding, and I'd be waiting for them to show up. They show up, so I start doing candids right away, whatever I can, just fun shots. That's the groom right there, and then they're waiting outside the door to go inside to get married, and I'm just doing fun shots while we're doing that. And then he comes out, and I'm like, they came all in the same vehicle, so it didn't matter to them. So I said, well, let's do a quick family shot right here, right there, right outside the door. Nice lighting. And then I had them kiss, and then I had the kids do this, cute thing. So there's Tina, there's the groom getting married, walking down the aisle. It's a little bit out of order, but all natural light, and candids, same shot as before. So that's that. So because she paid extra, she also wanted pictures. They did a paint thing, so an extra ceremony.
Yeah.
And she, so we had enough time because she bought a double. And then we got to do all kinds of pictures afterwards, which went really, really smooth. And, families, all the families, they get all the files and what have you.
Yep.
Okay. So that's that. And then a bunch of walking shots of the bride and groom. I had a studio set up, and I'll show you that in a minute. So I said I brought a backdrop. So everybody got some extra studio shots, just mostly of just the bride and groom, but the kids were there. So, and then there was a trail right outside the front door near the parking lot, and I did these shots. So I did the same procedure. We went outside right after they got married, and Tina would announce to them at the end of before the bride and groom walked down the aisle.
Yeah.
She announced to them, say, before I announce so-and-so and so-and-so as Mr. and Mrs., I just want you to know that they're going to be going outside with Rob for pictures, and they'll see you and greet you later at whatever venue. She's got notes, right, for each couple. Everybody had a party afterwards. Everybody. Either a small hall or a section in a restaurant, or some of them even had a large hall where they had hundreds of people scheduled to come that night at 7. So she would tell those in attendance that this is the plan. We'll greet you later. They're going for pictures. We didn't want them crowding the bride and groom. So we preemptively knocked that out. And I would go outside, go to that area I just showed you earlier, and then we do the portraits inside, and then we go back outside heading towards the parking lot where we had this nice little trail. And we did a whole series of pictures. Depending on, that one there. So that one's got to be worked on.
That's good. It's a before after.
Yeah. So we did a whole series. Anyways, that's how that worked. And
now, when you do those, you say the micro ones, it's mostly just the bride and groom pictures and all that. Now, when you set up in there, you were showing the setup inside the place there. Yeah. How many do you set up for? Do you give them a limit? Like, okay, because it's just a micro wedding, we're not having hundreds of people in there, so you're only allowed so many
25.
People? 25?
Yeah. 25 people. See, they get serious, man. They love to get dressed up. They all had a nice wedding dress, except for the last wedding, they had a blue dress. And same idea. I'll skip through this really quick because I want to show you the actual layout that we set up the day before. I'll talk about that in a bit. This couple here had a big party planned later, so they had a bigger wedding party. They rented a hall 20 minutes outside of town. We got all these towns that are attached to our city, and they rented a hall and they had a big party planned. So this couple got married at 5:30, and the party at the hall was scheduled for 7. So 5:30, 20 minutes, get married, take the pictures, get in the car. They had snacks in the car to eat on the way to the hall. So they had it all planned out to a T. I haven't met them yet, but I'm sure they're going to tell me they had a blast. This boy here is autistic. He would not respond at all. So anyways, that's just candid shots. Late day. So every session outdoors was cloudy, so the light was really nice, and you could see this is later in the day. Like I said, it was 5. They got married at 5:30. So by the time I'm doing this picture, it's a little after 6. So the sun's getting a little bit lower in the horizon, and it's creating that nice light. The sun is setting to the right. If you're looking at the image, to the right is the west.
Okay.
So we get most of the light coming in on her. That's what I want. So yeah, it was quite the. There's the venue there. So
yeah, beautiful. That's just so nice. They have the grounds there that just look amazing, that you can do everything all in that one spot. I love it.
Yeah.
How many of these days do you book a year? Is it once a month or every couple of weeks?
We've done on average, can't remember now, minimum two events. One here and one on the lake. We're doing that this year. Next year, we got this place booked for 2 times, once in June, one in August, for the micro. We're sticking with the micro weddings.
Yeah.
Probably going to up the price a little bit more. I really like it. I mean,
I'm thinking like once every 3 weeks, you could do it through the summer from June, July, August, September. And you can make a good living just doing 4 or 5 micro weddings in the summer.
Maybe if there's demand for it.
Yeah.
There's got to be demand for it.
Because I think once you get it out there, and you're like, you already have, of course, but you're getting it out there, that people don't realize there's that alternative, and they're booking these big weddings because they think that's all they can get, that the photographer will do. And then all of a sudden you say, well, we're doing this date. Do you want a time? Do it. And they might say, you know what? We don't need a big wedding, because it's a big stressful time when they're planning weddings, and the money hassles that people get into. It's like, oh, you want this now? Do we really need that? It's going to cost us much now. They say, well, hey, it's a micro wedding. It's going to cost us $1,500, and we get married and we're done.
They love it.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it. It's the exact same level. They respect it. They're as excited as they would be for a big wedding. I think it's even better in many ways because it's way, way less pressure and stress.
Yeah.
That's your typical demographics.
Yeah.
They both work full time, mid to late 30s. Kids, that's their 2 boys, and that redheaded girl, I think, is his child. And the girl on the left, I think, is a niece, and then the other 2 adults are either, I don't know if they're siblings, I don't know. But
or just best man and maid of honor type of thing.
Yeah, so neither of them, I don't think, has been married before. Of all the weddings I've done on that particular Saturday, I think that fits the demographics where, so, they've been together a long time. Often they have kids, and
they've basically been married by law. They've been common law or something. They're
common law.
Like just getting a piece of paper now to prove it. So they just want to have a little thing going on instead of a big one. Now, going with that, say Tina wasn't an officiant and you had to bring in another officiant in to do it with you.
Yeah.
How much of that 1,500 whatever goes towards photography? How much goes to the officiant?
If I had to hire an officiant, I probably would charge a little more.
Yeah.
And I probably, so a wedding officiant gets about $300 to $350 per wedding. I would say, okay, if you're going to do 6 in one day, can you give me a discount? Maybe $250 per. And I would charge that. Nancy would have a better idea of what to charge because she's a legal wedding officiant, but she doesn't do any herself.
Okay.
She hires and delegates. So
Yeah.
I'm just off the top.
Sorry?
I'm just off the top of my head guessing. I would probably ask him, we're doing 6 that day. Would you be happy with, say, $1,200 for the whole day? And you're going to marry 6 couples. They might say, no, I need more. So, okay, whatever.
Maybe so you want that 200 to your 1,500, or you would just take some off the 1,500 and
yeah, probably. So let's say we had 6, and let's say the officiant said, no, I need at least 250. Let's say they go 300. Let's go high. So 6 times 3 is 1,800. I'm charging 1,200. I might charge 1,400 or 1,350.
Okay. And then so you're still making a good $1,000 per wedding.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a nice payday.
Not at all. Yeah.
So this
and I'm just curious because I know people watching us right now are probably wondering that. Well, your wife's an officiant, so you guys can just take the money and put it in your account. But if somebody doesn't have an officiant in the family, they're having to hire somebody. They're wondering what they can do. So I'm speaking as a layman.
And Tina was really nervous her first year, but she's really come out of her shell. One thing we try and do is I told her this. I said, if you can personalize your talk with people, if there's something about the bride and groom that they met on a cruise somewhere or something, or they met at work at, say, Chapters, and you make a joke about that. People love that stuff. And she's very, very comfortable now. She's very professional.
Good.
And this guy here, he's getting emotional.
That's emotional. Yeah.
He's crying. And she's crying. Look at her. She's crying. So she told me she's never been to a wedding in her life. So the joke being that, well, here you are at your very first wedding and it's yours. And they were so happy, Look at them. A bunch of crybabies, eh? People get very emotional. And
well, some people dream about their wedding day all their life when it comes to females. Guys, we don't, but the girls do.
Well, yeah. True. So there's the backdrop and the outdoor location. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to show you the setup in a minute. So this was...
because you and I are the loud ones. We're not afraid to get in people's face, but Tina's a quiet one. So I can see how she would have been nervous the first one.
This was our second wedding. The first wedding was at 10, so this is 11:30. And so they're showing up. Very casual. That's the groom holding. They have 3 kids.
Okay.
They're in their 30s, 3 kids, both working, been together 11, 12 years. So, of course, I'm going to photograph a lot of candids of the kids. And they're just doing this. They're getting ready. And candids. I love this here. So she shows up. She's all excited. Let's go. And they're in the bathroom. Is ready to get married. And there's Dylan running the music back here. That's Dylan right there. Next time I'm going to place him somewhere where he won't be in all the pictures. So they're walking down the aisle, and there's a whole bunch of people. So they got quite emotional. They had beautiful vows. They were crying. Both of them were crying. And so let's go fast. I'm just going to scoot through these. Boom, 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 boom. So everybody got roughly about 200 to 250 images.
Okay.
I like these unusual compositions.
Very cool.
Yeah. So end of the day, and they're going out. Yay, let's go outside. And then family. I'm going quick here. Bridal party. So the guys were in jeans, and the bridal party in t-shirts. Just very, very casual. The girls were dressed up a little snappier. And then family. So they have 3 kids.
I love the overalls on the kids, the overall shorts.
Yeah. They're matching daddy. So we did a lot of family shots. This looks like it was not enhanced. Oh, my daughter's trying to text me. You can see that.
I think she sent me a message on Messenger too, just to say hi, but we're busy.
She treats you like an uncle.
Yeah, she tells me that. She's like, I'm like an uncle to her.
She reaches out to people all the time. Something that my daughter's never been shy of. She just reaches out to people constantly. She used to do that years ago. Just people who are like, sort of like influencers on Instagram in her field as graphic designers or artists. She would just send them a text, and often she would arrange meetings with them online, and she would just have conversations with them. She's very much fearless when it comes to that.
That's good to be.
So we booked it out for that Saturday, and we get to pick up the key on Friday. You go to the local town hall, which is in the library. So this is a small town that's just outside our main town. And Tina asked them, she said, well, can we go in there and drop some stuff off tonight, the day before? And they were like, ah. And she was like, I'm just dropping some stuff off. And they said, okay. So we kind of lied to them because our whole intention was to go there and set up. So we went around 5 in the afternoon and we actually set up. This was a big, big deal for us. If we had to go Saturday morning, we'd have to get up extra early and put in a couple hours early just to get everything set up. So it was nice to be able to go on the Friday before.
Yeah.
So mini lesson there for everybody and anybody who's doing anything like this or similar to this. Don't volunteer too much information. So in other words, don't go to the city hall and say, yeah, we want to go in and set up everything. Say, no, we just want to go in there and drop some stuff off. It's a white lie. We had no intention of, we wanted access so we can go in and, because it wasn't rented out on a Friday. And, you know, we wanted to be able to get it all done. That way we don't have to worry about it. We can show up the next day, show up an hour early instead of 3 hours early to walk in and it's ready to go. Okay. There's our setup from last summer. We did some last summer, summer before, and the summer before that. Our first pop-up wedding day promotion was at this park. Like I said earlier, August 2019. There's the setup again. So we bought all this white fabric, and we have all those pew bows and whatnot. And we have the arch, what have you. So that you can see the overview right here. There's the backdrop right here.
Oh,
I pushed it over here.
Yeah.
I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, there's the speaker. So Dylan was over here running the music. And over to the left is the one set of doors. We told them when we met with them 2 weeks prior, that's the door you come in on. You give people clear instructions, they'd like that. They want to know what's going on. So we told them come in that door, and when we're done, we're going to go out this door. So this goes to the main park area back there. And there you could see my Godox and the reflector. You can't really see it, but over here is an AD200 Godox as a hair light, kicker light. There it is. That's my setup. So awesome. Just boom, boom, boom. So we go outside, and then I bring just a bride and groom in here. We do a couple there, and then go back outside to the front of this building and do some in the trail. This is the setup from our 2019 in August. This is early in the morning. You can see the sun's nice and that was it. Like every wedding we've done there, every pop-up promotion we've done there, the weather was beautiful, except for 2 Saturdays ago when we did 6, and that's why we didn't want to take a chance by going outside. They were calling 90% rain, and we told them when we met with them, we said, look, our goal is to set up outside, but if it looks like it's going to rain, we're going inside, and we can't change that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't change that. We can't go in and out. If it clears up, we're stuck inside.
Exactly.
Okay, so they're all
pretty
cool.
Where some people want it outside, some want it inside, and you got to keep changing. It's not feasible.
So there's the I just grabbed this from Google. This is the park. Which walkway is this? I can't remember. I asked the main walkway from the main parking lot. So I should go there. Actually, I'm going to do that very soon. I'm going to bring my drone and get my own stock images of this place.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So that
there Reminds me of Edmonton a little bit. They have a miniature version of the Mootart gallery they have in Edmonton. It's a big glass structure that's shaped like a pyramid like that.
Let me show you this one. Wednesday after our pop-up wedding day, this one couple, Chanel and Matt, they came in last year for a portrait session. They just wanted a portrait session. And he was all dressed up snappy, and she had a beautiful black gown, and they looked really good. And I did a really cool session with them. I made them look real cool, and I could tell they were really enjoying it. So they decided to get married, and they wanted to have a pop-up wedding. So this hall here is one of the better halls in town, but it's small. And what they did was they arranged to get married, and they had access to that tent and those chairs. That's all part of this hall.
Very cool.
And they didn't get food because it's a really expensive hall. All they got were like snacks. So they got married at 7 at night, I think, and they got like finger food. So the idea was, I forget how many people were there, 40 maybe. Get married, finger food, pictures. We went down down the road is a beautiful trail I brought them to, and we came back and we did some more pictures in the wine room, and then a few more pictures right here. And candids, I'm just doing candids. And that's the whole group. So they wanted a pop-up experience, and that's what we gave them. That's the bride. It kind of looks a little industrial back here, but there's the bride. I've never seen a happier bride in my entire life. Never. Look at her. Look at her.
Radiant. Look how beautiful she looks. And look at him. He looks like he's like the luckiest man in the world.
So these are right off the camera. There's no work's been done to these because I've only gotten as far as here. I was working on them, and then we did this live stream. So anyways, you can see another pop-up wedding. And this, I think we charged them, our regular pop-up fee is about $1,900.
Okay.
Legal wedding and photography, 2 hours.
And food. Like finger foods.
Yeah, well, that's what we charge them for photography and officiant only.
Oh, okay.
They got all the food through the hall. So they rented out the hall. Oh, yeah, these ones were done.
So they rented the hall themselves on top of what you charge them?
Yeah. We didn't go
Same
do
with the
any
micros?
of that. This is not micro, no.
Okay, just
this
for the
is
pop-up.
A micro wedding is part of an all-day experience.
Okay.
Because we're doing 6 or 7 in one day.
Yeah, so you
bring the price down. This is a regular pop-up minus the food or snacks. They did all that on their own. So this is a wedding officiant and everything else.
Yeah.
We sit and talk with them, and they have access to all the content for creating vows and all that stuff. There's an excellent resource that Tina has access to with the association that she got legally bound to as a wedding officiant. And then we give like an hour of photography.
Yeah.
So I can't remember. It's $2,200 or something like that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So these are raw. I haven't worked on these yet. I'm going quick. I know. I haven't even really looked at these. I had to get all my other weddings. So we walked down just like 100 meters down the road is this trail. They didn't even know it was there. A lot of people don't even know it's there. So I'm probably going to recrop this one. And I'm going to work on these, make them very dramatic. I know this couple. I know their taste because when they came in for studio pictures, they really like the dark and moody ones. So this is going to get that kind of a treatment.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And with the stream and the way the trees framing them, that's a gorgeous shot.
You could see the sun's coming in on the left, so I put her on the left, on the right, so she catches the light. This is important. You got to think of this stuff when you're out there.
Yeah. Great shots.
Bum, bum.
Almost like you knew what you're doing.
Almost. There's my reflector. See the light? Light's coming off her, not on him.
Yeah.
She was so happy she wouldn't stop smiling. Actually, they were both really happy. This is the kind of stuff they like. This.
Yeah.
Really moody. That's what I did for their session last year. So I knew that about them, and I knew going in. So I went back. There's a wine room, so I'm going to work these up. I'm going to make these all dark and moody. And there you can see my light. Tina's holding a small AD200 with a small octodome, a
Yeah.
mini octodome.
Awesome.
But there's no work's been done to these. They're right off the camera.
Love
this
it.
is really dark. I got a light in these, which I'll be able to do. These are candids. And then we went outside, and then they had we agreed to do a first dance for them.
Okay.
It was just a song. And then we went into pictures of the family there. So we did family right in front of the tent. She was so happy.
Throw like a vignette or something there, it's gonna look awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a vignette. I don't care if there's people in the background. That's
No,
part of the scene. It is what it is. You get what you got. They're just being all goofy and fun. So we did a whole series of pictures like that.
Looks like a fun day.
Yeah, so that's it, man. That was the wedding we did the Wednesday after our pop-up micro wedding day.
Okay.
And we did a bunch of fun stuff.
Do you offer engagement shoots in any of these things on top of that? And it's an extra
Yeah,
cost,
we do. And not many take it, though, but we do.
Yeah. And it's an extra cost, or is it in the cost?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything costs
awesome.
money.
No, exactly.
I'd probably give everything away if it was up to me, but my wife, no way.
I know my wife does it all the time. Every time I have a charity gig or some other kind of thing I'm doing, she's like, okay, are we getting paid for this thing this time, or is this another charity one?
You want to pay, you got to play. No, you want to play, you got to pay.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I enjoyed those.
Oh, good. That was our micro wedding day. And if I had to do any changes, I probably would not do 6 in one day. I might keep it limited to 5, maybe even 4, charge more, still do a micro wedding. I love the idea of a micro wedding because our regular pop-up wedding day, we had snacks and drinks and lemon water and soda water and, orange pop, ginger ale, Coke, coffee and tea and all that stuff. Just remove all of that.
Yeah.
Ceremony, photography.
They love it. Headaches.
So if I had anything I could change, I wish I had Nancy's barn. I keep teasing her about that. I keep saying, oh, you got the barn. She's got a beautiful barn. So
I'm sure there's a lot of people in the outskirts of Sudbury there. You can find a nice barn that you can pay them for the day.
Yeah, I want my own.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Go build your own. Go get your own.
I want my own barn.
There's a client business downtown here that's a wedding dress business. Crazy Beautiful Dresses, they're called. And she actually just started her own event place too. It's like a barn, and they got it all fixed up, and now they offer that as a place that people can go get married and rent it out for parties and stuff. Yeah, and it's great because she's a wedding dress supplier. So the brides go get their dress and say, "Oh, by the way, where are you getting you married?" And then they can offer that too.
So
and she's a decorator too.
Yeah, see, the fact that she's a decorator is important.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm a photographer is important because we can go as a team.
Yeah.
If we had to delegate anything, or if you had to go out and rent a place, what I'm getting at is I always like the idea that we are able to do something. If you have your own barn, nobody else can go in there and copy your barn. Yeah. You have your barn. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I do, very much so.
And
that's good because she has crazy beautiful dresses, crazy beautiful decor where she does decorating, and then she has this barn now that they use for events and that. So she can basically be the main vendor for that person's wedding. Get the wedding dress and the bridesmaids' dresses. She can offer to decorate your hall, and also, by the way, I have a hall for you if you want it.
So you could see. Can you see Inspired Weddings?
Let me see. Yep, I see it there.
So that's Nancy. She charges $24.95, but she's got the barn.
Ball theme.
And that's a huge advantage in my opinion. So we're at the mercy of anybody can go and do exactly what we're doing using the same location as we got. And she's got this amazing little barn here, and you can see. Look at that. People love that. And she's got a fairy glen. She calls it the fairy glen. Woods and fields. She's out in the boonies. So I just love that. And It's
that's
a
from
marketing
Nancy
advantage. Pardon?
That Nancy just wrote that there. I only do them if I don't have an officiant available.
Okay,
I guess when you were talking about how she doesn't do the officiant.
Okay, thanks, Nancy. I didn't know she was with us. Look at her! Look at her barn.
Over.
I have barn envy. I would love to have something like this with those wooden trusses, and then she's got all the wood, and people love that. It's always been my general impression is that the millennials and Gen Z, they love the rustic.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe soon enough we will get Nancy on one of these soon enough. So okay, I'm done. It's 2:00.
2:00. You did it good. You did it in an hour. Look at that, because we started about a minute late. So you did good job.
Right on time.
I taught you well.
So if there's no questions, I'm logging off. I'm going back to work.
No, the only thing that was, I didn't even know Nancy was watching either, is that apparently that question or answer came in like 20 minutes ago, but we were so enthralled in what you were talking about, I didn't even look at the comments section. So sorry, Nancy, that it took so long to get to that.
I didn't know Nancy was with us, so thanks for joining us.
I've done a couple weddings in barns too, and it is a whole different ballgame. It's so nice to cut, and I've had ones where they got married and all the guys it's a country theme. So the girls were wearing their wedding dress with cowboy boots, and the guys were wearing like white shirts with the black vests like a cowboy, and they had cowboy hats, and they had their jeans on and then their boots, and that's how they got married. It was really cool. It was like a cowboy theme. And
that's how everybody gets married in the Ottawa Valley. You can't fool me.
No, you'd think it would be plaid or something.
When they show up with like 12-gauge shotguns too, every second wedding.
Nancy says it's all good.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to. I'm getting more fluent with doing video on my camera. So once I get a little bit more, maybe I'll have to whip over there to Nancy one time and get her to give us a little tour of the place or something. Yeah, I remember you used to do that. You and James on NoBS Photo Success. You used to do your little tours where you'd go to different people's studios and just show up and get a tour of their place.
Yeah.
We should start that up again.
Yeah. There's not as many, I don't think, as many studios as there used to be.
We'll go and we'll visit like Peter Hurley's studio and Styles Cotta's studio and jump in on Randy. We'll do a whole stateside thing.
All right. So thanks for doing this, John. Thanks everybody for attending.
It's been a while. What's been about a month and a half?
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's been a crazy time. I'll explain another day.
Well, not even that. It's just summertime too. People have things to do, so they're not going to sit here listening to us. So it's better that we took some time off.
Thanks.
All right. So till next time.
All right. Thanks very much. We'll talk later.
Later.